I need to know if I got anybody on this warm Sunday morning in July that still believes what God has spoken to you. It is imperative that you keep your belief intact, because some things will only happen to and for you because you believe. Some things will transpire and transform your life simply because you dare to believe what God has spoken. I do have a few believers in here, don't I? I do have a few believers that believe all things are possible to them that believe. I do have a few folk up in the balcony that believe. If you believe, then ye shall receive. You can have what you say if you believe. So somebody may need to reiterate it and say, Lord, help what I can't believe. Push me to an area of belief, that ye might believe. God will do some things simply because you believe. The other running thought that will happen is because not only to him that believeth, but you have to take a position and partnership with God in your belief. Somebody say partnership. You've got to take it to the next level. And even though you're fragile, and even though you're timid, and even though things don't appear to be working in your best interest and on your behalf, you still have to partnership with God and place your faith in God. I'm going to help somebody like I helped me. You've got to move it out of the natural, friends, and take it to the spiritual, and know that God is a God who will work with your faith. Tap your neighbor on the shoulder and say, God gonna work with your faith. Now let's say it this way for the record. Before we deal with the text, all the acts of wonderment, all the things that God did in John and while he was on the earth through Jesus, all of the extraordinary events that took place with God, every miracle, every extraordinary feat was done by the Spirit. You have to know that God in you is a spirit, and you have to rest in the fact that the Spirit of God will give you strength and comfort. I need to know if you know that some miracles will only take place in the spirit first. Lord have mercy. Some things will transpire in the spirit before they're manifested in the natural. Oh, I can't get nobody to believe it. You got to know in your spirit it's working. I may not see it. I can't touch it just yet, and I may not can feel it, but in my spirit. Lord have mercy. I ain't talking to no baby Christians. I'm talking to some Christians that got some experiences under their belt. That you've got to know that God will allow certain things to happen in your life so you can grow in your capacity to trust God. Now, nobody emerges and starts off a Christian walk just automatically trusting God, but there are going to have to be some trials. I heard you. Some temptation, some tribulation, some life problems that you cannot solve. God will place them in your life to cause you to grow in your faith and your trust with God. Don't despise the day of struggling. Struggles are what makes you strong. You don't get strong through victories. You get strong when you can carry a cross. Can't no weak nobody carry no cross. If you want to get strong, pick up your cross and... Y'all sit down. I haven't even got to the text in my... Time is moving on. And something's got to happen to you. Some ugly things got to happen to you. Some hurtful situations got to transpire in you. Somebody got to lie on you. Somebody got to talk about you. Somebody got to embarrass you. That's the only way you're going to learn how to trust him. Through it all. The man in the text is born with congenital blindness. A problem arises because the apostles associated suffering with sin. Lord have mercy. Here in the text, listen to what they say to Jesus. Say, the man is born blind. Who sinned? Some people think the only time you go through is when you're a sinner. Lord have mercy. But I got some holy living folk that know a little something about going through. Say, well, did he sin? Y'all sit down. All right, there with the text. Yeah. Did he sin? Well, that don't make no sense. Because how can a baby, if he's born with congenital blindness, that means he was blind when he came out of his mama's womb. Lord. Yeah, just sit. Well, did his parents sin? Is that what caused this condition of suffering? Let me cheer you up. Some of you misguided folk up in here, and some of you who deal with misguided folk every day. There are some sufferings that God allows because they are designed to push you into a level of destiny. Let me repeat it because y'all didn't get happy enough right here in the middle. There are some sufferings that God allows because he has designed them to push you into the next level that's going to ultimately bring you to your destiny. Lord have mercy. The man was born blind, and listen to Jesus' response. Neither he nor his parents have done anything wrong. I got about 65 folk up a help right here. I allowed the condition because I want God's name to be glorified. Lord have mercy. Talk to anybody on the row and say, neighbor, I'm dealing with some conditions, but they have been designed by God. Because when this thing is over, God gonna get the glory. Suck it, suck it, suck it. I said when I get through with this, ain't nobody gonna get the glory but. Y'all sit down. The text bothered me last night. I had heard it preached a lot of time, but the man wouldn't let him talk it out of him.